Prasad Amonkar, real estate consultant and real estate coach. I've been into real estate business for a pretty long time now, and real estate coaching I started in the year 2019. The idea was there much before that, but you know how it is, the idea and then it comes on the paper it becomes like a dream first, and then it comes onto the paper and then it comes to reality. So I'll just tell you about only the real estate coaching part. Why? Because 2019 when I started, I had one student, and from there it became 12 students, and I did many workshops in between. I did workshops wherein people used to come for that 3 and 4 hours workshop. They used to get connected to me, understand the preview part of this business, because unless you know what you are getting into, you cannot join it. So people came, then they joined my regular workshop classes. I was very happy to basically interact with people, educate them about real estate. I used to have weekly programs. The students would come every week, and then they would interact with me, and I would educate them on a weekly basis, and they are always in touch with me. I had many programs running all this while until there is a lockdown. So lockdown is basically started in the month of March. So we are in the month of March 2020. Why I'm saying this? Because if someone is listening to these videos after like 10 years, you would say, "Hey, what is happening around?" 21 days online course I started because just before this lockdown, I did some workshops, and I was giving a 3-day full day workshop. 3 full day workshop, wherein the cost of the workshop was also about discounted price was 25,000, and I had some students for that, and 3 days I had committed to do this workshop, wherein I could teach everything about real estate, what and why and how of real estate. Now what has happened is, during this lockdown period, I decided to come out with 21 days online course. Of course, coming online was also there in the mind. It was a dream, it was on the paper, but I didn't know that it was coming now in the month of March. So it's a sudden decision which I took, and I think I'm doing it is a good decision to connect with you, because during this time you have a ample of time to actually study real estate, plan real estate, and then go out in the market when it actually opens. Because real estate is something which can be started with minimum investment and explore the opportunity, the growth opportunity, the income opportunity is tremendous. You can't believe what it can give you. Today, why I'm happy is because I'm in real estate. Because I'm in real estate, I met so many people for last 10 years, and I can just connect to them. I can just talk to them and say that, okay, this is the challenge right now, how do we solve it? How do you see real estate in future? So I get all the information about this because I'm there in business for last 10 years. And because being in real estate, I could educate myself, I could network very well, and it has really helped me. So it will help you as well. But you need to be open-minded, Right now the situation is such that sometimes you get blocked just because of the situation outside. Now, can you help? Can you do anything about it? No. Of course, there are certain things which will be stressful to you, but again, can you do anything about it? It is not a great situation for everyone. But coming back to our topics which I'm going to cover up in the 21 days, here is the book which I had given for my regular workshop batch. So coming back to the topics which I'm going to cover up in next 21 days online courses, one is the videos which I'm sending you today is the first video, just to give you a basic of real estate and what I'm going to do. And then I'm going to send you some of the formats, you can say, or frameworks, or some action plans which you are going to take during these 21 days. It could be more than, the videos could be more than 15 minutes, 20 minutes, or it could be more, depends on the topic which I cover in next 21 days. Now this particular the topics which we are going to cover is, let's say for example, as a real estate agent, what you need to do in the first year. Now this I have been doing much before the lockdown also. So whatever I am going to do right now was basically considering the every situation, the ideal situation and the worst situation. So whatever I was doing in the coaching, it actually I can feel it now, that what I was doing, about what I was talking about first year of real estate, you will come to know when I actually come to these topics. I'm going to talk about objection handling, the listing part of it, the real estate groups part of it, failing possibilities part of it. Failing possibilities also there in real estate, and there are 87% of people who fail in real estate business. They start and they fail. Why they fail, I can talk about that as well, because that's very very important. That's very important. Anything else is fine. If you know how not to fail, you will succeed. Because when you are about to fail, you give up. And when you give up, you just give up. You don't start it again. Fine. Financial literacy, very important. Because as a realtor, I have seen many brokers in the market, though they actually don't understand the financial part of it. How to manage money, what to be kept for in the future, what is 6 months duration, what is 12 months duration, what is balance sheet, what is profit and loss accounts for themselves. Even if you are an individual, you need to know about what it is, what kind of company you are, though you are an individual. Professionalism, then like what is customer behavior and what customers like about you as a real estate agent, what is the why and how and what is that you need to focus in real estate steps. Disruption, this is the disruption, major disruption at the moment, but this will also go. But other than this bigger challenge today, there are many other challenges in real estate and in business otherwise also. Collaboration, which I'm going to talk about, and selling touch points, say how to save time in real estate. See, you cannot fail in real estate, because if you fail in real estate, there's a big thing to lose. Suppose you're not selling a small product, that the demand is there in the market, the supply is also there, and the average value of one particular sale, one particular product is about 40-50 lakhs. So you can't actually fail in that particular business, right? Because the cost involved is very very high when it comes to failing. Then I'm going to talk about type of customers, then consumer behavior, because you need to know what happens mostly when we go out. We are so excited about ourselves, we don't listen to customers, and then we don't understand what customers you are dealing with, and probably you will not you'll waste your time, you will not save your time. And why to waste time? Time is money, everyone says that, so don't waste time. Technology, you understand right now I'm talking to you, to some I'm feeling that I'm actually right in front of you and I'm talking to you, and that's the power of technology. You need to use the technology to reach to people, and for me right now I'm reaching to you. For you, you need to reach to your customers. So I'm going to talk about that, how you can do in the first year, how you can do it in the second year, and so on. So I'm also going to talk about ERP when it comes to CRMs. Individually, initially may not be, so I'm going to tell you about certain free tools available in the market which you can use. When I was doing this workshop, this 3 days workshop, everything when I was teaching them, I could save the participants almost 50,000 rupees. Because what is available in the market, I gave them alternate solution. I gave them alternate option wherein they could save a lot of money, right? So that also you're going to get. Then advantages, disadvantages. Then there are so many things like manpower handling. Now manpower handling at the moment will be difficult for you, because when you begin you need to start with one, and then slowly you need to go to next and next and next, and then you grow accordingly as in how you get. Because this is something which is related to trade. This is not a product wherein it's there, it's there in your quarantine. Oh my god, I'm talking about quarantine. Let's talk about inventory. So if the inventory is there and you are selling it over the counter, no, this is a product which is there somewhere and you are a mediator. So there's a lot of difference between that trade and this trade, real estate trade and the retail trade. So you need not have a manpower initially, and then you slowly you grow, and then you increase your manpower. Of course, you need to be a good employer. Foundation, I'm going to talk about how to invest. For you, what you need to think is, you need to think in the customer's point of view. What customers will behave, what customers want, not what you want. You want money. You want money from the deal. You want commission. You want brokerage. But if you focus on brokerage, you will only focus on brokerage. You will not focus on the process part of it. So you need to understand what is the customer requirement, and then accordingly you need to behave. I'm going to conduct that. I'm also going to talk about real estate analysis. What are the drivers in real estate analysis, and how the customer thinks. Like real estate is something which is very very emotionally attached to people. The first house is very emotional, but not the second house. Second house, they do analysis. So to sell a second home to someone is very difficult. To sell a first home is not that difficult because he's already prepared his mind and is going for it. Only challenge is about the loan and the initial funding part of it. Otherwise, no. So they are very okay. So I'm going to talk about the agreements, how to do agreements. Then I'm going to talk about the constructions related, the contractors related part. Because if you understand little bit of this construction as well, little bit, not much, you can talk to a builder. You know what is FSI, carpet area, how they function, from where they arrange money, what is RERA and all that, So little bit you should also know. Due diligence during this real estate analysis I'll do. Construction, then what is the refurbishing, what is the how people buy and then sell, and how they refurbish and then they sell, how they get the best money for when they sell, when they exit, what is that amount of money they make, and what is the net profit they make. And the third parameter is basically selling apartments, then land and plots. So plot selling is not that easy. See, I'm in the market, so I know it's very easy for me because I understand. But when it comes to the new beginner, they always stick to certain businesses. And after 1 year, they'll get into little bigger. And then after 1 year, they'll go into this land deals and all. But when I teach you, you'll be so confident that you can do and you can handle any kind of business, any kind of product. Only thing is that you need to understand what I am talking. So I'm going to talk about land conversion. I'm going to talk about the FSIs, carpet areas, the zoning part of it. I'm going to talk about mutation, partition, how to do the due diligence, what are the parameters which you need to consider, what are the charges, what are the stamp duty, legal part of it, what GST is applicable, and so many things what I can see here. I think 21 days will be enough to get you over here, understand the registration process, and so many other things which I'm going to cover up in this 21 days. I know it's going to be really, really interesting. Why? Because for me, this is a very simple thing to explain you, but for you, it's a new thing. And when you learn any new thing, it is very interesting. And if it is real estate, nothing like, there are so many avenues of investment. There is gold, there is mutual fund, there is PF, then there is mutual stocks, then there is real estate. After everything, there is real estate. But considering all these avenues of investment, real estate is the source which is very, very interesting. If I ask you about mutual fund, you start thinking about SIP, very good investment. Then you start about gold, and you talk about bonds. Then you can talk about provident funds for the employees, the private and the government employees. And there are so many other FD, recurring deposit. These are also avenues of investment. But very important thing is real estate, because ultimately this is something which is there. Right now I'm in an apartment and nobody can take it away from here, right? So there is minimum risk. Of course, you need to invest wisely. Now, when you understand all these things, and when you understand and then make your customers also understand these parameters, you become a good realtor. You have to imagine that you are buying for yourself. You are not an agent. When a buyer is buying, you are buying. When a seller is selling, you are selling. So you need to be very fair with both the parties. If there is any fraud, if there is any problem in the entire deal, you are responsible for it. And if you think that you are not responsible for it, then you should not start this business. The first year of this business, you will not earn anything. Take it from me. But if you earn, it's a bonus. Now my students, they earned in the first year itself. So I had told them in the beginning itself that, boss, this is your bonus. This is not your business. Business happens when it is regular. That's business. That happens after 1 year. Some people will do it in 6 months time, but 1 year is something which I say, because in this time you need to consider about learning. You need to learn most of the things into real estate. So consider yourself for next 1 year of learning in real estate, not as business. Whatever you earn, you will definitely earn, because when you do a rental deals, you will definitely earn. When you do a small apartment deal or a small plot deal, you will definitely earn, but that's all bonus for you. So this is what I'm going to take up in my 21 days online course with you. It's going to be only private sharing. It's not going to go out from me as a common platform. This is specially for you. If you want to pass it on to somebody else, that's fine, but this is basically, you can do that on a sharing basis. If you're an organization, you want to club it with somebody else, you can club it with someone else, and you can because I'll be available on a one-to-one basis over the phone or on WhatsApp, so I can take your queries. So initially you understand what real estate is, and then you can pass it on to someone else. It is for complete, especially for you. So take it very, very seriously and keep your minds open. Keep your mind open. An open mind can take a lot of good things. There's so much of content available, but take the best things into your mind. So when the market opens, when all this challenge what we have around is gone, we are entering another challenge. That's real estate, and this challenge is very beautiful. Trust yourself, trust in the system, trust in real estate, and you will fly high. All the best.